if you want your son or daughter they speak fluent English, then private schools are good because they provide very good environment for this language. But in government school na, most of the teachers they don't try to speak in this language. They know very well, they teach in English, but usually they talk in Hindi. It doesn't mean if my children is going to government school then he can't be anything in future. If my children are going to in private school, then I can proudly say, oh, one day my children will be engineer, doctors. I can't say
Is
this.
it
Hi Suman, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. I'm good, and you? Thanks for asking.
I'm also good, amazing. So, okay. So please introduce yourself a little bit.
Okay, my name is Suman. I'm from Chandigarh, but I right now I live in Delhi because I got married in Delhi, so that's why I live in Delhi. As far as my qualification, I have done my graduation, and I also done advanced NTT.
Okay, that's great.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I'm also Prajapati. So we are
Oh,
now we are talking with each other. We both are Prajapati here. And first time on
which
social media, I'm talking with Prajapati, you know. Yes.
ma'am?
First time on social media, I'm talking with any Prajapati girl, you know. This is my first time,
Okay,
first experience.
okay. And this
Okay.
is also first experience. I never talk on social media before the.
Okay, okay. Before this. Okay, okay. So do you have any topic?
Yes, I have topic. I would like to ask you, which school is better, government school or private school? What is your opinion?
Okay, my opinion is I am also from government school, you know. So at that time, the condition of my school it was okay, not so bad and not so good, but I can say yeah that was very good. And but nowadays in Delhi government, nowadays Delhi government has changed the condition of every government school. So we can say government schools are also very good. And as my husband is also a government teacher in Kendriya Vidyalaya, so I can say there is so many facilities are there in that school also. They provide swimming also. They provide basketball, football, and so many things. So I can say government schools are also very good. What do you
Yes,
think
ma'am.
about it?
According to me, also government school is very good, but some person I hear that in your video also I think somebody says government school is not good. But if we think about poor person, so
Hmm.
they have no lots of money. So I think government school is much better for them,
Yes.
and if our government don't provide like that school, so I think lots of children uneducated in our India.
Hmm. Yes, you know, nowadays, na, what we think, like so many people, they have lots of money. They think like government school are nothing. They don't teach,
Yes,
and teacher of government schools are illiterate, according to them, and so they think like that. But actually, they qualified so many tests, competitive exam, then they are selected for government exam or government school. So after completing any competitive exam, then they are selected for any school. So we can't say they
yes,
are illiterate. And yeah, one more point I will like to add. If we talk about private school now, so in private school you will get environment, English environment easily. So if your child go in.
so we as we say private school provide English, but not all private school provide English in our student, because I notice some
Private
small
schools,
small schools, yes, yes, private school, but they don't have
they don't
any
provide this environment. Yes.
well educated teachers, and so that's why there are I notice also so many things which is not able to do this student, but teachers also give, so that
Like.
is not good idea, like as like nursery first student, and they are not capable to do any more like reading and writing. But
But they
teachers,
provide so many books.
yes, yes, teachers
Yes.
provides many books and
They are
even
earning money, they are doing businesses. They are doing business.
yes, ma'am.
Most of the
Uh,
private school they are doing business actually.
Yeah, children don't know how to read, but children, I don't know how to. He jumps first, second, third. I don't know. Even I mean, most of the small schools children don't know what is a vowels, what is a consonants. But he jumps at third class. I don't know how to reach at the third class.
Okay.
But in private, but as like the nice school, some privates very good schools. So children when they go to nursery to first class, they know everything. Yes,
So I just love only one thing about private schools, which is English environment, because
yes,
in every big school, I'm talking about big school, not a small school which we can find in every street, every
yes,
street.
yes,
No, I'm not
yes,
talking about
yes,
those type of school. I'm talking about a big school. So they provide a well environment of English, so we can easily learn English language. They don't
yes,
allow their student to talk in other language like Hindi language. They also talk in English, and they also allow their children only in english language. So that's why they can learn English easily, and along with that they also provide some activities also. But in government school we can also see these type of facility they also provide to their students, like swimming and other gaming, chess. So they also provide these things. So we can't say this if my children are studying in government school, then they can't do anything in future. If my children are going in private school, they will be very successful, or they will get any government job or any respected job. So we can't say this according to the school. No. If you are intelligent, if your children are intelligent, if they are going to any government school, so he will be a very popular person, and he will get a very respected job and popular job, and he can qualify the government competitive exam also. So we can't say if you are going in government school then you
and
can't
we
achieve
also
anything.
yes, and we also hear that news sometime come from Bihar, come from UP. Most of the children go to government school and they becomes IAS.
I yes,
And I also hear
it's
that
depend on
news.
children, it's depend on students, which type
Yes,
of
yes,
study they are doing.
yes,
Yes, it's not depend on school,
yes, yes,
In government school, na, all teachers are qualified the government competitive exam. Then they have been selected, But in private schools, we can't say they are well qualified. Yeah, they are qualified, but they don't. They never attempt any competitive exam. But they
yes.
have been selected in that school.
But some big school they also give given competitive exam like seated
CTAT.
qualified and yes then they get good in private
Hmm.
school.
If you have qualified a CTET exam and if you done B.Ed, then you are eligible to teach in big private school.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't understand, ma'am. Our government school teachers also very qualified, but most of the children say our teacher don't pay attention on us, and they don't want to listen to me. Why? What is the
No,
reason?
it's not
Please.
true. It's not true. Every
Okay,
teacher
okay.
are not same. We can't say every teacher do the same
I
thing.
didn't
Do the
go
same
in
thing.
public school, so that's why I don't have any idea.
Yeah,
Uh,
we can't say every teacher do the same thing. No, we can't say this. Yeah, few of them they can do, but not we can't say every teacher. teacher do the same thing. They don't listen to their student, and they don't communicate with their students, and they just try to speak out, but they don't try to listen. They don't try to solve the query of the student. We can't say this because I'm also passed out from the government school, and my teacher was amazing in that school. And now I'm in touch with my school teacher, and I love
Wow.
them because they are very amazing, and they are amazing right now also. So I can say I was very lucky to have that, to had that type of teacher in my school. So it depends on student also,
Yes,
how they
ma'am.
are getting their teacher, how to make relation with their teacher also, with teachers also, and
Okay.
sometime na what happened, like we think about private school, they are providing so many activities, and they have a big playground, and in government school they don't have big playground. But in my school, if I talk about my school na, there was a big playground also, and I was a athletic player in my school. And if I talk about of my son in KVS, so there is a big playground also, and they provide so many activities classes. So I can say I'm
Yes.
very happy with that.
I al- I also hear that about KVS school. So everyone says KVS school is much better, better
Then
than
government
government
is
school.
okay.
Yes.
No, no, not exactly true. Because nowadays, na in Delhi, government school look like they are private.
My son is 7 year old, so that's why I send my near my house
Which
because
is that name?
uh, yes, ma'am.
Which is that school name?
Hari Vidya Bhavan.
Okay, Hari Vidya Bhavan. Okay.
So, ma'am, which thing is you don't like in private school? Please tell me if you have any point.
Private school.
Yes.
I can't say I don't like private school. If I would have money na, then I will send to my son in private school. But I can't say I don't like private school. But I can say if you are able to make them study in government school or private school, it's your choice. But I would like to send my children in government school also, like I'm sending them in Kendriya Vidyalaya. So I'm very happy with that school, and if your children are very intelligent, then they can learn from any school, from any teacher.
Yes.
If they want to be like doctor, engineer, teacher, and anything, so they can. But if they are intelligent, whether if they are in private school but they don't know how to speak, and they are not intelligent, then we can't say they will be a doctor, they will be an engineer, and they will be scientist. So it depends on children also, how they are, how they study.
Yes.
It doesn't mean if my children is going to government school, then he can't be anything in future. If my children are going to in private school, then I can proudly say, oh, one day my children will be engineer, doctors. I can't say
Is
this.
it- Yes. Yes.
I have seen so many students, they have passed out from private school, but nowadays na, what they are doing their businesses. They are doing their business. So most of the government students, they qualified the competitive exam. But I have seen few students of private school, those who qualified the competitive exam, government competitive exam.
Yes.
So
Right.
it
Right. Right.
depend on, students, how they are preparing themselves for any job.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Yes, but if you want to, like, if you want your son or daughter, they speak fluent English, then private schools are good because they provide very good environment for this language.
Yes.
They speak in this
Yes.
language, but in government school, na, most of the teachers, they don't try to speak in this language. They know very well. They teach in English, but usually they talk in Hindi. That's why
Yes. Yes.
one reason is there, one reason may be there, like because students, they belong to different backgrounds. Few of them, like, they belong to very poor family, and some of them, they belong to middle class family, and some of them, they belong to very well educated family. So there is a mixed environment, mixed children, this mixed student. So that's why they prefer to use in native language.
Yes. Do you know, ma'am, Harividya Bhavan school is also very good. But I observe my things. All school mention this is a English medium school. All school is mentioned in our environment. But they don't use English in between class. Why? What's the reason? I
I don't
know.
know.
I know.
If you talk
Uh,
about your local area, na, so I know about that
yes.
area. We can't say they will provide you this environment because they don't know. They even don't know this language. Because I
Yes.
used to teach. I used to teach in that area, and most of the teacher, they are only 12 pass, and some of them are doing
Yes. Yes.
graduation and post graduation, and even
Yes.
they don't know how to speak in this language. That's why they are not able to provide this environment.
I'm talking about like not a small school. I'm talking about like a big school. Like in I also asked. I also talked to her teacher. So if why didn't you speak English? Because we also admission we also took admission because my son learn English.
But they are not
Yes.
providing this environment, English
Yes.
environment.
She replied because ma'am, every children not take this language, so that's why I have
I
to
know the
speak Hindi.
reason. I know the reason. I know the reason because I belong to that area. Na, that's why I know the reason because so many teachers they have passed out from government schools, and few
Yes,
of them they are only 12 pass, and few of them they are doing graduation, and few of them they are doing post graduation. So that's why they don't know this language. So how can they provide this environment to their students? This is a
yes,
big
yes,
reason of that area. This is a big reason
right.
because I also used to teach, and I know most of the teachers. We can't say like government school are bad or private school are bad. All schools are very good. They provide education and activities and knowledge. They provide same thing, but it depends on our children how they are doing study. They are listening to their teachers or not, and they are doing self study also. They are doing self study or not, and they are preparing their self for exams or not. So it totally depend on student. We can't blame any teacher.
Yes. But I don't know, ma'am, whoever study in government school. So I notice in my street also. So most of the student in the evening time, all student playing. So I thought their teacher not
It's
their
not
teacher.
happen in every school. It's not happen in every school. It's not happen in every school.
Yeah, yeah,
What happened if that government school or if that private school is in a local area, like we are
yeah,
talking about that area. So if
yeah, yeah.
any private school is there in that area, so all students will be like the same, will be same. And if there is a government school, so that environment will be like that which you
Yeah,
are
yeah,
saying right now. They love to play, and teacher don't like to teach them. So it depend on area also.
yeah, yeah, right,
Yes.
right.
So we can't say every school are same. No, every school is not same. We can't say every school is same.
I
Every
also
school is
like
not.
I also like both private and government school because I also realize if our government don't provide some of middle class, some of poor, some of rich. So if our government don't provide us government school, so
How
how
can they
can
learn?
yes, how can study for every student?
How can they study? Yes, 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 definitely.
Right.
They are in India. There are so many people. They belong to very poor family, so they don't have
Yes,
money to admit their son and daughter in private school. So they can easily enroll their children in government school, and they are also very good. Most of the private student, na, they are not able to qualify government exam. They are fluent in speaking. They are not intelligent. Few of them are not intelligent because they just focus on playing game and activities and yes, making relationships with girls and boys. And
They have no
yeah,
from them school.
huh?
So that's they have no any pressurize for them school. So that's why.
Hmm. So nowadays, if you see any businessman, na, they are very fluent in English because they have passed out from English medium. So
Yeah.
that's why they are also suffering to get a government job. They are also preparing themselves to get a government job, but they are not able to qualify that government exam. That's why they are doing businesses. But after some time, they start saying this like, no, no, government school are not better, private schools are better. And if you are sending your children in private school, they will be very good in future. So we can't judge by private
Yes,
and government school any children.
yes, yes.
It depend on children,
Yes, ma'am.
this type of quality they have. So we can't say if you are in private school, then you will be a engineer, scientist, teacher, and doctor. But it's totally depend on student, how they are doing studies.
Yes. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you, what is your dream? You also,
Dream.
watched, I always watch your video. Your education is also very good. So,
Okay.
what would you like to do
I
in future?
I just.
Right, children. I know your children is small, so that's why
Hmm.
you have to live in home. So after growth up,
I wanted to open my NGO, but I don't know when because my husband has a transfer job. So that's why I'm not able to open, you know. And
yeah,
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 one more thing, like I want to be a teacher, not a government teacher. No, I I want to be a teacher for those people they who are very poor. They belong to very poor family, and they don't have money. So I
yes,
just love to teach them, you know. If your children are good, then we can say that school is good, that school is good. If you are
yes,
sending your children in very high-fi school, and but your children are not intelligent, they are not getting, they are not listening to their teachers, so we can't say that school is bad. Your student,
yeah.
your children are bad.
Yeah. Do you know, ma'am, one child living around my home? So he's also going to private school and very good school, but they don't have much knowledge. Like they study right now sixth class, but they don't have knowledge like a third class
Hmm.
because he never want to do study on ourselves.
Self-study.
That's the
They
reason.
don't want to do self-study. Yes, yes.
Yes,
So
yes. So
sometimes,
that's
sometimes we can blame to teacher, but not every time. You know,
yes, yes,
few
yes.
parents what they do, they just try to blame teachers only. They don't see their children.
Those have blame. Those who are no involved too much in education because they don't know. They don't. I think I this is my thought. I think they don't judge your our
Yes, their
kids. So
children,
that's
their
why
children.
they blame. Yeah. So
Hmm.
that's why they blame. If
Yeah.
every if everyone judgment our kids, our children, so I think no one blame the teacher.
Not we shouldn't judge our children also every time. Sometimes it's very required to judge, but not every time. And we shouldn't blame to any teacher. Yeah, sometimes there is a fault of teachers, but not every time. Sometimes there is a fault in your children also. So we can't
Yes,
say
yes.
teachers are not good. Sometimes our children are not good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. So, okay, it was nice conversation with you. I have enjoyed a lot, and
I also enjoy a lot and thanks for giving me precious time.
okay,
Yes.
there is no need to say thanks. Okay, see you in next one. Bye
Yeah,
bye and
yeah.
take care.
Bye bye, ma'am.
Take care. Bye bye.